Welcome guys to another Zenler's Got You Covered. So in this episode what we're looking at is advanced filters. So a lot of you guys are probably not using the filters as much as you probably could. So I wanted to cover a section because it's always asked how you can filter, and some people are getting confused and thinking the only way to be able to use the filters is to use something like tags on students or leads when they come in. But actually Zenler's got a lot of built-in filters already in it. You can filter on tag, obviously. You can also filter on if it has a tag or it hasn't got a tag. You can also filter on the role type, so whether it be leads, whether it be students. You can also filter on the courses and even by the plan that they've enrolled on as well. This gives you a great deal of control over the emails that are being sent out, albeit can be confusing, okay? So planning things, writing things down on a bit of paper or in a notepad or something is a good idea so that you're following the student flow. With all these things we should say testing, but you can see the results as we filter. The results will go down and it will base it on the filterings that you've put on. The other thing to understand is filtering is not just a one-off option. It's not just like, oh, I'll apply a filter for everybody that's enrolled in a course. No, it's a lot more sophisticated than that, because you can build filters on top of each other. So I'll give you a case and an example. If you've got enrolled students in a course and you've tagged them by month, so you've got April, March, April, May, and you've tagged them in there, you can say enrolled by course, and you can also add another filter, tag contains May or April, and it'll only send it to those people. So tagging can be done on a multiple level. You can set up different actual groups as well, groups of filters, so you can apply filters on top of each other. Now I do make a note in the recording that you're about to watch, which is about 12 minutes long, that you need to be careful when applying filters that you understand exactly what you're filtering and you're not causing any conflicts with the filters themselves. So for instance, I'll give you an example. If you say in one filter group tag contains April, and then in another filter group in the same filter you put tag does not contain April, that's a conflict. It doesn't work. Okay, so you need to be looking at how you're filtering and making sure it's the cleanest route through that you can find. So we're going to break straight into the filtering now, and you're going to see how advanced filters work. And then at the end I have a question that came in a few days ago by Emma Louise, and she was asking about, well, she was saying that something doesn't work when automated emails go out by date, and that you have to manually turn them off after they've hit that date, which to be honest you should be doing anyway, maintaining your site. But she was saying you've got to turn them off and you've got no other options. No, that's not true, because you could actually use advanced filters to filter out people that have come in so that date doesn't go out. Little hint there. So I'll be showing that right at the end after the recording. I'll be showing that to you live. So this was recorded specifically for you guys to see what advanced filters are all about. Like I said, it's 12 minutes long. It's not very long. You can understand the fundamentals of filtering. If you want to know more, we've got in-depth workshops on all of our funnels, show automations and advanced filters in effect, or our email workshops as well. So guys, I'm going to flick straight into the recording. Watch this, enjoy, and then I'll show you the sort of principles of what Emma's trying to do, and I'll show you her post as well. Welcome to another Zenler's Got You Covered. So today what we're talking about is filtering, okay? And we're talking about advanced filtering inside of the Zenler system. So this is really confusing subject to a lot of people, but it's really dead simple to use. And what I'm going to show you now is I'm going to show you one part of it, but filtering is used in numerous places in the site. So really, you know, I haven't got to show you how to do filtering in lives, how to do filtering in automations or anything like that, because it's all the same, you know. So I don't have to do that, do I? Yeah, because it's the same. So the things you're learning now are the same in those other areas. I will touch on them where they are, but they are the same. All right, so I'm going to show you one area. So don't send me a message, but how do I do this in lives, or how do I do this in automations, don't send me that message, because it's the same. All right, it's the same. Right, now I've covered that, and I needed to, because people do ask that question and you're like, well, it's the same. Yeah. So I say it again and again. Right, okay, as you well know, you should always be testing stuff that you're doing as you're working through. So that's something that we say all the time: test, test, test. Test as a student, not as admin, not as a logged in user. You should have yourself logged in as a separate email address. Lots of free emails out there. Grab an email from Gmail, and you can go and set yourself up as a student to see exactly what's going on in your site. So I'm going to jump across now to a test site that we got here that has a lot of things going on in here. We have tags in here. Some of these users are students, some are leads, and I'm going to show you the simple filtering. Advanced filtering is enabled here. Advanced filtering, but it's just filtering. All right. If we click here, you're going to notice that you get this add filter. So filter, if you think about it as a course, a filter is like a module or a section, okay? And then inside that section, you can drop filters into that, okay? Or rules to do with the filter, okay? Let me just close that back up again and just show you in the top here. You have also inside here, you have the ability to just type in information. So if I was to put in here David and then hit this search, it would give me only the users that are called David, okay, in here. If they contain the word David in email or name, it will come up. Right, so that's one way of filtering your users. Say for instance you wanted to find anyone with Anne in there or something, then you could find that. You can even type the email address in, and then only those options will come up. Okay, so that's a really basic type of search or filtering. So we're going to go to advanced filtering now. We're going to add a filter. Filters top level, it's like a module. So inside here you can see that we have this ability to add filters to this. Now just before I do that, I'm just going to refresh the page because I want all my users to come up. Okay, so I'm in people. I'm filtering in people at the moment. I'm going to show you an email broadcast as well, which is where you're probably going to do it. So I'm going to add a filter in here. So you can add a filter in here. We can go, okay, so what I want to do is I want to look for all users that have got a tag with funnel 1. Okay, and then I want to use another filter on top of that and find John. Okay, so if I go to user tag contains, I can select that funnel 1 and I can click apply filter. That's going to give me the 2 students that have got tag funnel 1. Now I'm going to apply a secondary filter to filter by an email address or by the role type. So look, I've applied one tag, one filter. Okay, now I'm going to add another filter. And I'm going to go and notice this is and, so it's got to meet these rules. Okay, so we're going to go in here and we're going to go role type. So I'm going to go role, and then I'm going to go in here. I want lead, and that should give me just this student. Actually, it won't. It'll give me this. So let me change that to student. So let me go in here and change it to student. That will give me this one person here. So if I click apply filter now, it gives me that. So it meets this criteria. The funnel contains funnel 1 and the role type hits student, and then I've applied a filter. So this is how you can build the filters on top of each other to get this to work. And this is in sites all people, okay? Now of course we've got built-in filtering kind of in here, where if you click here it will just show the leads in the site. If you click all, it's going to show all. If you click admin, it's just going to show admin. So there's already a sort of semi filter built into people, site people. Let's go into email broadcast now and just have a look at the filtering inside this. So if I create an email broadcast, and I'm going to call this test, okay, and I click create, then inside here we're going to have these same options. The first one we're going to do is all contacts. Now look over here, advanced filter. We're going to apply the same rules that we applied earlier with the people as a filter inside of email broadcasts. So we have all contacts now added. So if I go to advanced filtering, now we can do exactly the same, but we're using what's called a filter group. So this is, like I was saying earlier, this is like a module or a section in a course, yeah? And then you put lessons inside it, but they're called filters in this case. So add a group, okay? And inside here, we can now add a filter. So matching all, you notice this, matching all, matching any, matching none. Okay, so none of the following, any or all. Okay, so we're going to leave it on all. I tend to leave it on all. And we click add filter. So now we could select, for instance, just the leads inside here. So if I now save this change, you're going to see this will change from 10 to 4. So I've only got 4 leads on there, and I'll prove it to you by just going in and showing you in a new tab the people and the leads, and you'll see 4. So this is how you can base check. So inside here, 4. Yeah, I've only got 4. So let's now just filter the students inside here. So these are students, okay? There's only 2 of them. So this number will change when I add for students role. So if I add another filter in here, let's go edit filters. Let's add a new one, let's add a new filter inside here. And let's now change to student. So lead, I put lead, what am I doing? Lead. Let's work it on a tag. So we're going to filter by lead, and we're going to only filter the people that are tagged funnel 1. Okay, so I'm going to go down here. We've got loads of tag filters. Contains, user tag contains, and we're going to go, and all our tags will show up as a list, so we don't have to remember anything. We just need to click it and click save, and it will now change to 2. Do you see how that works? So we've now built up a little bit. We've said role is lead, and we've said user tag contains. Okay, so if I delete these out, I'm going to delete this filter group out, just add another one. We can also filter on a ton of different things. So we can say, are they enrolled in a course? So we can say enrolled in a course. Okay, so we're going to go enrolled in a course. Let's choose one of our courses and click save. Remember, we've got 10 under all contacts, and we're going to click save, and under there you're going to see how many people. There's 0 inside that course, but if there was people in there, they would show. Okay, so I'm going to edit the filters again, and let's choose another course that we might have someone in, weekly yoga. Let's click save, and inside there you're going to see it's changed. We've got 1 person in there. Again, edit filter, and we can build on this again. Like I said before, we can add another filter. So we could add a filter on top of that if they had a tag on it. You can keep adding these filter roles in here. You can keep building it up. You could also add a brand new filter group as well. So you could use it for another bit in here. So you can say and inside here, and you can add a matching, so and or none of those. Now be careful when you're using multiple filters inside here, because sometimes you can mess the system up by saying a lead there is a lead, and then in the other filter you put not a lead, then there's a conflict and you might get an error because it doesn't tally up. So you need to make sure that you are controlling the way the filters work, and then you won't have a problem. Okay, now I want to jump into automations as well quickly here, so you can just see the automations in here, because we have filters in automations. If we go into any of our emails in here, you're going to see right down the bottom that you have filters in here. This action is executed only if the following conditions are satisfied. Again, you can add a filter group. So if you had a batch of students in here, and one batch contained a tag saying tag 1, and another batch contained a filter saying tag 2, and you just wanted this email to go out to tag 2 users, you would go into here, you would add a filter, you would select the tag contains, and then you would select that particular group. In that case funnel 1, but it could say tag 2. I'd save the changes, and only this would go out to people with that tag inside of this course as an automation. So you see it works in exactly the same way as everything else in here, and this is filtering inside of Zenler. Okay, you'll find it under all of the areas. We go to lives in here, and you'll see under automations again, this one's run already, so let me just go I might be able to do it in here. Let me just check automations. I just want to show you that you have it in here as well. Down the bottom again, you have this filtering. So this advanced filtering is used in every single part of the site, including in marketing funnels as well. So if you go into marketing funnels and into the automations there, it's exactly the same as the automations in every other part. When you scroll down the bottom, you're going to see you have filters there. Okay, so filters are very powerful and they allow you to target exactly the users who you want to receive that email or that newsletter that you send out or anything else. So hopefully you'll now realize that Zenler's got you covered as far as filtering and targeting your users, so you're specifying exactly who gets those mails from you. This has been another Zenler has got you covered. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that advanced filters, a little flyby, so you kind of understand it all. Now I want to take this into a couple of practical case studies. So I'm going to explain it as I'm going through. So hopefully you got the principle of it now because you've just watched the video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go quickly into a screen share of one of our users that was having this problem. So let me flip this up for you and read it out. So love the feature request option. So she's going to use our feature request to put in a request in about emails and based on this topic. So just a heads up for anyone new that if you set an email in a funnel to go out on a specific day in the lead up to an event, that is anyone joins the funnel after that day, they get all of the emails set before that day. So what was happening was she set a date, so say it's the 15th now, and she set one for the 10th, the 11th, 12th. When someone signed up, they would get those ones, even though it's on the date, because it's backdated, it would send out 10, 11, 12. And they were getting a flurry of emails. Now, I thought support had sorted this out so that they didn't go out, but not according to Emma. So I need to check this myself, my end, and see if that is the case, which I believe because she's saying it here. So all of the emails set before that date went out. I contacted support. They said you need to manually turn them off after they are sent to stop this from happening. Now, it's a good practice if you've got an event and you've set your emails to go out and you go past that date, you want to turn them off anyway, just from a management point of view. But I also understand that if you've got a lot of campaigns and you're busy in your life, you can forget to do this sort of thing. And this is where advanced filters could help you. So I'm going to explain the principle, and this is what should happen and should work. Now, I will put one caveat in here. I've only just done this while that video was playing there. I just set it up. So I need to test this myself, but the theory is sound, okay? And it's using advanced filters, so it will help you anyway. So let's jump into a little course that I've set up. So I imagine that regardless of you setting up email on the 10th, email on the 11th, email on the 12th, you're always going to want one welcome email to go out. So I imagine that's the first email. Generally that would be good practice, otherwise they're not going to get anything, and if you're sending the same sort of email, but it doesn't matter, you can still follow this same practice through. So this is in a course, but the same thing applies to marketing funnel, right? Before I begin, because before I get people who say you're doing it in a course, you're not doing the marketing funnel, I was talking about marketing funnels, exactly the same. All right, so if we look at this, we've got this after enrollment. Okay, this email will fire, so it's just a general welcome email telling them where that URL is. Could be a link to a funnel step, doesn't really matter. After that, they're going to get that email regardless, because after enrollment, so whenever they sign up, doesn't matter, even in 2 years time, they're going to get this email because it's just put in there as 0 hours from enrollment. So this is where it happens. So in here you're going to see that I've dropped in a add action and add tag. Okay, and this is the add tag. So in the add tag I've put in here 15th. Now I've put that in there just to make it easy for us to demo this to you, but it's in there as 15th. So we're going to imagine that the tag name is 15th, okay, 15, and it's going to go out on the 15th, which is today. So if they're tagged with that 15th, okay, and you've got this going out and you've put the date in there. The next email, which could go out on the 16th, okay, so remember the tag will automatically tag them with 15. Don't need to do anything. It's just going to add the tag to those people that are in the course or in the funnel or in the live. It doesn't matter because you use advanced filters everywhere. So let's imagine it's tagged them. So the email you've actually got going out on the 15th, which is this one here, okay, this will have a filter on it saying if it contains fifth tag 15, do not send it out. Okay, that's the long version of the shortened tag. So this email that's going to go out on a date, the 15th at 5 p.m. Remember, our users have come through and we're after that time now, right? They're going to pick up on the tag. It's then going to look at the filter down here, and you can see I've got user tag does not contain 15. Now remember, we've passed that date of the 15th. It tagged them, okay, with 15, so they're already tagged with 15. It's now going to send the email out. It's going to look at the email. It's going to go, oh, okay, it's got user tag not contains 15. Then I can send it out to people. But if they've got a tag of 15, it will not send it out to them, or vice versa. So you see how tags can be used to control what's going out on the mail. So you can set your filter tags up. Maybe you guys haven't even looked at the filters down the bottom in the automations of a funnel or of a course, and they're there and they work the same way as email broadcast filters as well. So you can see in here, if I exit this, let me just delete this filter group out. This is what you'll see. You just click add filter group. You just go in here. I'm just going to make sure I'm out the way here. Let's move me along here a little bit. Okay, so you can go here, you can click add filter. Then you go, right, okay, so if it contains user tag 15, then send it. If it does not contain 15, so if it contains tag, then it will send it. User tag is not contains 15, it will send it. So if it's got user tag contains 15, it will send it to them. If it hasn't, user tag not, it won't send it. Then we pick our tag 15. Right, now there's a little caveat here, because, and this is what I do, so you guys pay real big attention to this. It's really important, because I don't want you going in there and you go, my tag's not there. And I'll tell you why this happens. And this is something I sort of flagged up whilst I was doing this between the recording. Okay, so we're saying user tag does not. So if it doesn't contain 15, it's going to send it out. If it does, it does. So people coming in after, they don't contain that tag, it'll send them out, or you add it and it send it out. So you know, right. But the thing is that if I go in and I want a tag, let me just edit this tag. If I want a tag for 18, because I want to carry on this thing, there's no 18 in there. There's no way to add a tag. So in order to get the tag to almost fix itself, you need to apply it to one of your test students. So I'm about to show you now exactly what I mean by that. And I'm going to go into the site. So I'm going to just save this off. Let me just save. And let me just save that. That way it's all set. And I'll show you. We haven't got a tag of 18 in there at the moment. So what I do is I go into the site. I go and find my fake user, which is this one here. And you'll notice I've applied it here. So if I go in here and I hit edit, and this might help you with other things as well. What I do in here where it says tag, I put 18. And then I just hit this, and then I put 19. So I'm doing a few here. So I set these up in advance in a test student, because by doing this, it then holds that tag, because one of the users in here has got all of these extra tags in here. Okay, I didn't save it, so I need to save it. So let me go in, do it again. So I got 18, okay. We're going to do 19, Okay, going to do 20. Okay, so I'm just setting that up and I'm going to click update. Okay, now if I go back to my users, you're going to see I've got the tags, all the tags in here. Okay, so when I go back into the course and I go to the automations for that course, I'll now have those options 18, 19, 20 in here to be able to change it. So I'm going to go through here. I'm going to go to the filtering for this down here and I'm going to edit it. I'm going to edit this filter. I'm going to click in here and now you're going to see 18, 19, 20 have appeared. Okay, so if you go in and you think, oh, where are my tags, you need to just set them up in a test user so you can go in there. But that is how filters work. So obviously Zenler is progressing all the time, and your feedback and Emma putting that thing into the group, into the feedback form is really important, because these are sort of things that we want to address and not have to do kind of workarounds. Okay, so that is how you do it, Emma, and hopefully that's going to help you out. Always test it, so just test this is working. If it doesn't, I'm going to run my own test my end to make sure that my theory works, because it is a theory. I haven't tested it yet, but I'm going to test it and see if it works. And if it doesn't work, I'll post it in this thing saying, actually, do you know what, they didn't work, sorry, you're going to have to manually turn them off, which is what support tell you. But support give you, see, the thing is, technical support, they give you how the system works. They say very black and white, nope, you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this. And that is how you should be doing it, okay? However, because I love tinkering and finding ways around stuff, I tend to make things work by doing hacks and these sort of things. And then, you know, this information is passed across to support, and then they put these things into effect and it becomes a feature, or not so much a feature, this, it's just a little change. Okay, so that's how it works. So that I'm always experimenting and trying to do things. And you're going to see that we're going to do a split testing. I'm going to show you how to do split testing using Zenler. Okay, and that's coming up pretty soon in our events. If you go to our events area, so you go to our Facebook group and you go into our, I did a post actually the other day here, contains all our events, but you just need to go into the events tab here and you're going to see all the events come up that we've got lined up for you. So upcoming events, you can see we've got page builder, we've got dripping content, split testing emails. That's going to happen tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. I know a lot of people are interested in that, it's starting to get a bit of traction. Drip content is really good, page builder. And then we're running next week, we're going to run into a lot of different things as well. We've got a lot of stuff on memberships, how to set those up, different types of membership options that you have, which will also be really, really good for you guys as well. So hopefully you've got a lot of information there in a short amount of time. So I'm hoping it's good. So Emma's replied on the Facebook group. Really good to see you, Emma. I'm glad you showed up. So do you need to create a tag for every time sensitive email, e.g. 1 week to go 2, 3 weeks? Yeah, you do, unfortunately. I'll try and find a hack around that. You might be able to, there might be a way of solving that. I'll try and find the most linear approach. But I think, Emma, like if you take the thinking on board that I'm telling you now with advanced filterings, you might well come up with your own idea. Okay, you might think, oh, do you know what, well, if I do this, then that's going to be easier for me long term, and I think that might help you. Okay, so yeah, Pauline, oh, good to see you, Pauline's back. Yay. Yeah, useful to see filtering in automations. Yeah, filtering in automations, because I know a lot of you are probably using the filtering for email broadcast, but remember, it's in lives, it's in funnels, it's in courses. Okay, it's everywhere. So everywhere you look in the system where you can send emails out, you have that advanced filtering. And remember what I was saying, how you can build a filter on top of a filter? Let me come back to you, Emma, and see if I can find a more fluid way of doing it, because it is a little bit confusing. Even when the video was running and I was setting this up, I was like, so it goes out, then it goes out there, it goes there, and it's really confusing. But actually, it's not that bad. So you're saying, oh, do you have to do it for week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4? Well, if you've got the structure right, you can set tags up in less than 3 seconds. All right. So you could set a tag up in 3 seconds. You can drop a filter in less than 5 seconds. So you're probably adding what, 15, maximum 15, 20 seconds per email to set this up on each email. It's not a lot of time, is it? You know, not especially when since you're spending so long crafting your emails to go out. So it's not a big time factor. If you can, and you know you're going to be around, and it reaches the 16th, and you're like, well, that email doesn't exist anymore, you can go in and turn it off like support tells you to. But if you think, I'm so busy in my life, I don't know if I'm going to be able to turn up to turn that one off, then you might want to do it. Okay, you might want to take this method. So it's really up to you. All I'm doing is passing the information to you and giving you some options that could help you right here and now, rather than you know, especially if you're going on holiday or something, you might definitely want to put this in place, because you're like, I've got to put this in place because I'm not going to be there, I'm going to be too busy enjoying myself on the beach, you know. So then it might help you. I am. So Sylvia's asked, can we stream into the Facebook group? What am I doing? Sylvia, what am I doing? Why are you asking? Can we? I am. Can you see me? I am. I am. You just need to use RMTP settings for it to be able to stream into a group. I can't really demo it because I'm streaming into the group, so I can't screen share, set up a live and then show you a setup in there because it's on one machine. But if you look at our videos, if you just put streaming into Facebook RMTP, that's the word you're looking for. Let me try and find the post. Maybe someone else can help here. I know Kevin did a really good one as well. There's loads of, let me try Zenler. Hold on, I'll just send you a link in a second. I'm hoping it will. Custom streaming. Oh yeah, I found it. Okay, hold on. I should really do a blog on this. Well, maybe I have. I don't know. Let me put, I might have done a blog on it. I think I'll write a blog on this because it's quite a good one. Okay, there you go. Sylvia, have a look at that. That should help you. I think we're going to do a blog, but that's the latest one I did. Now, I know Kevin did one as well. Yes, a blog, please. It's easy to follow step by step. I do think that we have that on our support desk as well. Our support docs. So I think that it's actually there as well at support.newzenler.com. I'm just going to have a quick look now, and support docs give you step by step. A lot of people, oh, here we go, that's perfect, look at that. I'm going to put that in the group as well. I've just found the page. If you guys are not using our support.newzenler.com document site, you want to be using this. This is the post, so this is going to be perfect for Sylvie to follow. Okay, and you'll see that video I posted just a minute ago, it's in the bottom. So it's this post is taken from that video. So I'll give you that. But if you're not using the support.newzenler, it's got a great search feature in here. You can search on anything and you can find it. Like if I put in here, let me just grab that post. Now, if I put in here like drip, it's going to give you all the stuff that's got drip, like using drip in a bundle, using drip in a course. It's really great. You can just search on all of them. We've started to try and put the videos into the support doc. So there's a video at the bottom, or there's this document. And we worked really hard on this site, putting this all together, because we had like 34 documents, I think, when I went in there and started helping. And now we have a lot. I can't even say how many, but we had a VA working on it as well, adding stuff in. We had the development team. Nephew always adds things in as well. Nephew, big up to Nephew. You don't hear about her, but she does an amazing job in the development department, and she liaisons with the education department as well. So she is amazing. So what I'll do is I'll put that into the feed as well, and you guys can look There you go, Sylvia. So we've got you covered. Zenler's got you covered. So guys, I hope that helps you. I hope you've enjoyed that little session. Sylvia, let me Emma, let me know how you get on. Pauline, always great to see you, and great to see you as well, Sylvia. Haven't seen you for a little while, and really good to see you, Emma. So hopefully that's going to help you. Let me know how you go. I'm going to run a test my end and see if there's any bugs. I'll also see if there's a smoother workflow for you. And if there is, I will message you privately and maybe send a video to you. Okay. So see you later, guys. That's advanced filtering. And remember, tomorrow we have split testing emails. Yes, I will show you how to not only split test emails. I put a post up today on the Facebook group saying about split testing, and Kyla said, what do you mean, emails or pages, called sales pages? And I put underneath it, all. And then I was like, oh, I've only recorded the one for emails, so I'll need to set up some stuff for the split testing of courses as well, course sales pages. So you want to stay tuned for that, or catch up on the replay. It'll be the same time. I'm trying to keep these to the same time for the rest of the month. This is running all of August. We're trying to give you short little tips. That video you saw there was 11 minutes long. They range from 6 minutes to 15 minutes. I try not to break the 20-minute mark, even on the complicated subjects. I try and just go over it, show you all the main points. And if you need further information, I can point you in the right direction. You just need to ask in the chat. Or you can ask to join me live as well, guys. On all of these, I'm running it in Zoom. You can join me live, and sometimes I might invite you on if the question I need to see you face to face rather than you type a million messages. Yeah, so Sylvia, time difference. So always in the middle of the day for you. Yeah, and I'm running this Saturday and Sunday as well. So I'm running it at 3 o'clock. Next week we might change it and put it at 5 p.m. or something like that. But check the events, see if it's a subject that you're stuck on or you didn't know about. If it's something you got a question, try and come on, or leave a comment even after the event, and I would answer it in here, or one of the team members will. All right, so have a good rest of the day. It's Friday. Can you believe it? It's Friday. So we've got the weekend, and we've got split testing tomorrow, which I know is a big hot subject. We are streaming to not just the Facebook group, but we are also streaming to YouTube as well simultaneously. So YouTubers, hello. Facebook group, awesome. And I will see you all very, very soon.